Herald of the Void, date October 15, 1987. I don't know how much longer I can hold on. My mind slips more each day. I feel it unraveling. The visions, the whispers, they claw at me, dragging me deeper into the abyss I accidentally uncovered. I can still hear them, the voices I brought back with me. Every time I close my eyes, they are there, chanting in tongues I shouldn't understand but somehow do. I wish I could undo it all, but it's too late. Other house holds all the answers. It always did. It began as most regrettable things do, with ambition. The government had funded our project to push the limits of remote viewing. I was one of the best divers, they said. My mind was sharp enough to travel vast distances, to see things others could not. They sent me to spy on enemy bases, missile silos, even satellites. But then they asked me to go further, to see not just into places, but beyond them. The Cold War paranoia fueled the drive to unlock new frontiers of perception. At their house was there it all started to go wrong. When I was stationed there, it seemed like any other remote facility. Isolated, perched on the cliffs overlooking the grey Atlantic. But their house had a history long before we arrived. It wasn't just a mansion, it was a place where strange things happened. Whispers of an old occult group who once practiced their arcane rituals within its walls. I should have questioned why we were sent there, but we were eager to experiment, eager to touch the unseen. We thought it was abandoned, save for the memories of those occultists. We were wrong. The day of my final dive, the air was thick with unease. I had reached further than anyone before me, and in my hubris, I thought I could go beyond. They hooked me up to the machine, the wires biting into my skin as I breathed in slow, steady rhythms. I focused on the target coordinates, an empty, dark patch of sky, but when I drifted, my consciousness wasn't carried outward to the stars. No, I was pulled inward, pulled into a place I wasn't meant to see. That's when I saw them. They were waiting in the spaces between, in the dark geometry of the universe, their forms barely contained by the thin membrane of our reality. They were formless, yet full of eyes, watching, waiting for someone to notice them. I don't know how long I was there, adrift in their gaze, but I couldn't pull myself away. The ancient rituals performed in Nether House had weakened the barrier long ago. My dive was the key, and I opened the door. Date October 18, 1987. It's been days since my return, and I can't stop seeing them. Every shadow, every flicker in the corner of my eye, it's them peering through. The others on the team don't believe me, though they've noticed the change. Dr. Birens thinks I'm suffering from a mental break, too much strain from the experiments. But I know better. They're watching me, and it's getting worse. At their house. I went back there last night. I nebbled stay away. I thought I might find something, some answers in the old journals we'd found during the early days of the project. We thought they were just delusions of long dead mystics, their talk of other planes and tearing the veil, but now I understand what they were doing. They weren't trying to summon anything, they were trying to keep something out. In the cellar, beneath the cracked stones, we found the circle. It had been dormant for decades, maybe centuries, but I can see it now. The faint glow still lingers. The ritual they performed wasn't complete. They had left it unfinished, and when I dived, I finished it for them. I don't know how much time I have left. The whispers grow louder, the shadows closer. They're coming. Date October 20, 1987. Ether House is alive. It's not just a building, it's a beacon, a conduit. The rituals, the strange geometry of the rooms, all of it was designed to keep the house anchored between worlds. But now that I've torn the veil, the house is shifting, decaying. Reality bends at the edges. I can hear the chanting again, like echoes from the past. It's as though the walls themselves are trying to hold back the void, but it's too late. Last night I dreamed of the circle in the cellar. I stood there, but the others were with me. The old occultists, their faces blank, their hands outstretched, pulling me into the center. I tried to scream, but no sound came. The void beyond the veil was watching, pressing closer. I could feel the formless shapes, their multitude of eyes fixed on me. I walked up with the symbols from the ritual carved into my palm. I didn't do it. I don't think I'm alone in my own body anymore. Date October 22, 1987. The others have begun to see it. Not the full scope of what I've unleashed, but they can feel the house shifting. Dr. Behrens has complained of strange dreams, and Marcus swears the holes have gotten longer, the shadows darker. They want to leave, but it won't let them. Other house hold us all now. The entity, the thing beyond the veil, it's reaching through. Its form defies description, but I'll try, for the sake of posterity. It is vast and formless, a body without a body, limbs that twist into impossible angles, covered in a shifting mass of eyes. Eyes that see not just through me, but into the fabric of reality itself. When it moves, it makes no sound, but the silence is deafening. It is silence incarnate, a void where sound and life should be. It watches, waiting for the moment when the last barrier falls. And I fear I've become its herald.